dick set, where them hands, where them holes, where them throws, you know what I'm saying? Cecil.
This is why I train in martial arts. There's no winning in the situation that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the now viral situation. I'm not even going to include the video here because I know you've already seen it. The 51-year-old white man who punched an 11-year-old black girl in the face. Knocked her out. He punched her in the face. Knocked her out. Because if I come down against the white man, then I'm a evil, racist black person and hates black people. And then if I come down against the black girl, then I'm a self-hating coon who hates black people. Did I say I hates black people twice? I'm an evil racist that hates white people if I criticize the white man. If I criticize the black girl, I'm an evil self-hating racist who hates black people. And either way, I'm a racist. When I'm not a racist, I saw that as a case of two wrongs don't make a right. But it's the thing though. If you poke a bear, it may maul you, okay? The man should not have hit the girl. But the girl should not have charged up the man. And she came up like this, almost with the whole Red Fox, Fred Sanford 5 cross your lips thing. So she was combative towards him and he responded combatively back. Now, of course, my thing is, I'm going to look up man hits girl. I don't see how we just expect this man to not hit this girl by default, just because he's a man. Just because he's a man, he's supposed to know better. He is a civilian. And from what I understand, from looking more into the story, he was there with his wife and a child. I don't know if it was her child or not. So first of all, if he's there with his wife, he may be worried that they may attack his wife. Now, if you look at that video, he's in the middle of a bunch of people who are pushing him. He may be afraid that if he doesn't swing back, or swing first, I should say, they may all jump him. And they may have. Because I was taught if you're surrounded by a group of people, you knock out the person who has the most mouth. That was not taught in any martial arts school. That was taught in the school of, I guess you could say, get-do, and not taekwondo or judo. Okay? There are some multiple, I think it's in the humane pressure points tactics training. I'm not saying it's in there, but they talk about dealing with multiple opponents. That's why I really need to sign up for that. I'm more signed up for those and do a media review about them. But and this is stuff I heard from family members that have had to deal with multiple attackers. This is something I've heard from other martial artists who know people who have to deal with multiple attackers. And even martial artists have had to deal with multiple attackers. You knock the ringleader out, it tends to be a psychological domino effect, and the rest of them just scatter, particularly if you're talking about kids. Now, we're going to sit up here and act like those children weren't capable of hurting that man. That's not true. It's more them than him. Are we going to sit up here and act like that man shouldn't have had more self-control? Because he should have had more self-control. That's why he was ultimately arrested, even if he may not be convicted. He was arrested because he should have been able to de-escalate the situation. But we don't live in should. See, both the man and the young lady could have benefited from martial arts training, and I will tell you why. If he were a trained practicing martial artist, he would have it in him that he knows through and through that he is not in any danger at all from that particular girl. And he probably would have de-escalated the situation, or he may have looked at that and said, you know what? It's not worth me getting involved in. I'm just going to move on. And I know as an older person, it hurts. And especially when you have children yourself, when you see children doing something, because I think he was breaking up a fight that was going on between the girls. or I should say among the girls, you go, if it was my child, I would want someone to stop my child, even if I felt embarrassed because I found out my child was doing something. I would want someone to stop my child. Yeah, I would want someone to stop my child. There are people I'm looking at like this. You know who you are, but I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, I would want someone to stop my child from doing something they shouldn't. So when you're an older person, you want someone to stop your child. So you feel motivated to, try to parent other people's kids. But you have to realize they're not your kids. And I'm guilty of this too, because I've told children how to do stuff, and then I end up, they egg my house, break the windows out my car, all this other stuff, just because I told them no, don't burn yourself in the burn ward, and that type of thing. They get mad, and then they retaliate against you. So we just gonna have to let them just do whatever, especially if no matter what you do, you're wrong. If no matter what you do, you're wrong, then you're either going to have to take the risk of being wrong and possibly get into a situation where you end up in handcuffs anyway, or you're going to have to ignore them and just keep going. I know what I did. I took the risk, but, there may come a time when I just won't take the risk because I'm just going to feel like it's not worth it. But the girl, if she had decent martial arts training, and I'm not talking about just taking a couple of classes here and there, if she were a seriously dedicated student, then she should know better than to conduct herself that way. And even if you are going to fight out there like a hoodlum, she'd have enough sense of respect to go, it's an adult, I'm going to tighten up. I'm not going to do this in front of an adult. See, that's one thing that gets me. I know even when I was at my worst, I still would kowtow to an adult, whether I like the adult or not, because they're grown. That girl there is no kowtowing there to any type of authority figure, especially a male authority figure. Okay. Now, I don't blame that on the parents. A lot of people want to blame everything on the parents. The parents didn't do this. No. You were a child. Did you do everything that your parents told you to do? No, you didn't. Lots of people know better and they just don't want to show better because they're caught up in their feelings and their emotion. She doesn't have it on a through and through subconscious level that she should not do that if an adult tells her no. Now, she could be a mental patient. Is she a mental patient? We don't know that. She could be a mental patient. The man could be a mental patient too, for all we know. We don't know. But the thing is, she was wrong because she tried to step to the man and try to fight and try to be tough, trying to impress her friends. And now she knows, and she learned the hard way, that you cannot step to a man like you're a man and not expect to be treated like a man, aka our bus driver uppercutter from back in the day. You want to be a man, I'm going to treat you like a man. That's what happened with her. And she was only 11 years old, and she learned a very, very painful lesson, I'm sure. So this thing right here I'm looking at, I'm not just ignoring you people watching this video. This says girl punched in the head at mall, refuses treatment, man faces charges. The thing going into this video though into this article about this video says man pushes girl. But really what happened is that he was surrounded by a bunch of people. So, just to bring it back home to martial arts. It's going to take too long for this to come up. So, whatever. So, let's use our Taekwondo tenet of courtesy. Courtesy. Be nice. Self-control. Stay composed. I saw some indomitable spirit, but applied in the wrong way. Let's actually think of mutual welfare and benefit from judo. That's not a mutual welfare and benefit. Fighting someone in the mall is not a mutual welfare and benefit. But it looks like the 51-year-old man was starting off the thing to have mutual welfare and benefit. and it didn't go that way. And let me close with this. See, there are going to be people that are going to say that, well, Cecil, a white man can get away with hitting a black child and nothing ultimately happens. Nothing is ultimately done. He gets away with it. If you believe that to be true, please tell the children around you not to attack white adults, because white adults can get away with hitting them. That was not what happened in this case, because he was arrested for hitting her. While we live in an ideal world where we want everybody to keep their hands to themselves, and while I can even sit here and make this video and act like I wouldn't have done the same thing, I hope that I would not do the same thing. I think that I would not do the same thing. In my heart, mind, and spirit, I know that I would not do the same thing. But you ultimately really don't know if you would do the same thing until you've actually been in a situation like that. See, I think the way I'm feeling right now, that would not have happened to me only because I just would have kept walking. I'd looked, saw them girls, and I'd get on the phone and just calling in. Because, like I said, I used to stop stuff like that. I stopped several fights going to work when I worked downtown between teenagers. I just kind of got tired of it. It just seemed like the only reason why I didn't get swung on is because they were deathly afraid of me. Because I'm so huge, and they may have seen me practicing in the park or something. But other than that, I just figured eventually, if I keep doing this, when I get older, they're going to try an old man and think they're going to get away with it. And then I might have to hurt one of them. So eventually, I just gave up my intervention skills. And I typically don't do it anymore. I mean, now, unless it's children that I actually know from the neighborhood, I may not even say anything. But I feel like it's really that bad, I'm calling law enforcement and I'm letting them handle it. And if that makes me whatever because I do that, then I will just be whatever. I will just be a bad person. And I will not be the martial arts instructor for you. Heck, I may not even be the employee for you, or friend for you, or relative for you, whatever. But one thing I won't be is I'm not going to be getting locked up because somebody else's kid is trying to swing on me. So thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people like to talk about the martial arts. Please keep your hands to yourself, and peace.